Hey champs, today what I'm going to try to do is teach you how to wrap your hands for boxing. Of course, now there are several ways how you can wrap your hands. Boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, you name it. But for me, for boxing, this is one of the best ways to wrap your hands. So what you're going to need, just some knuckle pads and some wrap, and the job can start. Now, if you do not have some knuckle pads because they may be costly or whatnot, just buy a sponge and you use the yellow part, the soft part, or there are some sponges that they are just yellow and you can use the soft part in order to protect your knuckles. You can, of course, use only the wraps at the same time, but having some padding where you can add some more layers on it will only protect better your hands and your knuckles. Let's get into it. And hit that subscribe button to support a new channel. Thank you. So first what I'm going to do, I'm going to first protect my knuckles by adding the pad. And now a very important step. You have the stitches of your wrap. So what you're going to do, this inside part, it's always going to go on top. The reason to do that are two. First of all, because at the end of your wrap, the stitches where you're going to close it up, it's on the right sense. The second part is that when you start it on this side, it will not go under your wrist. So I start by putting the pad on my knuckles, then I pick up the wraps, and I start by the thumb. Now a very important part here. There are a lot of people who will go under the wrist. What I would suggest you, and my best advice here would be to go over your wrist. The reason to do that is because when you go over your wrist, you lock it better. Let me show you. If you try to pull it on this sense, your hand will not move a lot or your thumb will not go out of its way. But whether then you put it under, you see, I can pull it down. And that's not actually the best way to protect your hand. So that's why I suggest you strongly to go over the top. Now what you're going to do is that after you have finished this first step, adding the knuckle pad and starting by the thumb, you're going to go around your wrist in order to block your wrist and to secure it. So you start by securing your wrist first. So you're going to go 2 or 3 times depending on the length of your wrap. For example, this wrap is 180 inches, 4.5 meters, something like that. So you're going to go 3 or 4 times around your wrist in order to lock it in. Now, you don't want to lock it too hard or too soft either, because if you lock it too hard, the blood circulation will stop. If you leave it too loose, then you will not have enough blockage of your wrist in order to keep it straight when you punch. So you just judge it actually on the feeling. Everybody's going to tighten up it based on their own feeling. So you just judge it in the best way that you feel comfortable with. You need to feel comfortable. You have to feel comfortable. Okay? After completing my 2, 3, 4 turns, depends on the length of your wrap, I'm going to go up to my knuckles. And I'm going to complete 1 full turn. So I go under and I go up. Okay? And then the moment I have completed the turn at my knuckles, I go back to my wrist. Now, if you do not have knuckle pads or a sponge to protect your knuckles, what you're going to do is that you go 3 times around your knuckles in order to protect them. Take into account that here I have already the knuckle pad. I don't need to do that. I can do it later if I have more wrap left out of my wrap. So I go back to my wrist. Now the next step is that I'm going to block my thumb and I'm going to make 1 turn around it. So I go this way. So from the wrist to the thumb, and I come back to my wrist. So you always are coming back to your wrist to lock it in. So each finger that you're going to lock in, you come back to the wrist. After making these 3 moves, you just judge if it's tight enough, if it's not tight enough, and you judge if you feel comfortable, especially, okay? So now from here, I'm going to go directly to my fingers to lock them in as well and to protect them. So I go my small one, I judge if I feel comfortable or not. I return to the wrist. 1 turn is made. Then I do the same with the other one. To the middle, go up here to lock it in, judge if I'm comfortable enough, come back to the wrist. Do the same, complete the wrist turn, and go to my last one. I check if I feel comfortable or not. I close and open my palm, and I go back to my wrist. At this stage, all of my fingers, my thumb, and my wrist is locked in. I am well protected. Now, what I need to do, since I have wrap left, I need to lock them in order, first of all, for the rep not to open during my training or during my sparring, and at the same time to lock them in between each other. At this moment, I am at the wrist, okay? So how I'm going to lock this one? Actually, instead of making a turn around it and coming back to the wrist, I'm going to make a half turn and I'm going to go under. Okay, again, from the wrist, turn around the thumb and under. This way, you see, I cannot move it so freely. I can close it well, of course, but that permits me to lock in my hand and my thumb into it, okay? So I go under. And now, since I have wrap left, I'm just going to go 2 or 3 turns around the knuckles in order to add more padding and protect them better, since that's going to be the first part of the hand which is going to be in contact with the bag, with the pads, with somebody when you are sparring. So you do 2 or 3 rounds, depending on the length of your rep. So here I judge that I can do at least 3 turns. After I feel that the rep is coming to an end, I will return back to the wrist. So at this moment, I return back to the wrist and I'm going to finish my rep around my wrist. Like this, I'll lock it fully. And as you can see, the stitching part is apparent and I can directly close it up. But if I had started on the stitches in the inside part of it at the beginning, I would not have this. I would have ended in this situation. Okay, so that's the main reason as well. Okay, so at this moment you may think that the job is done. There is one last step, okay? And what you do is you're going to turn your hand, let me approach a little, and you see you have this space that is open here, okay? What you're going to do is that you're going to take your free hand and you're going to roll these 2 parts inside, and this way the palm of your hand is open and the blood circulation can pass through. And at the same time, it permits you to close up your hand when you have your glove on. Let me show you. I take it, and I just turn. So you see I have all this space open, and now I can freely close my hand. I prefer my reps to be extremely tight, so it just depends on everybody. And I don't feel any pressure on it, and I feel free of it. My hand is well blocked and well protected. So yeah, this is overall Train Well Champs, and I hope this helps. Let's go.